Welcome to this Vital Elixir Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something almost all of us over 55 have experienced, but we rarely ever actually talk about it. It's that deep, frustrating struggle of waking up and just feeling stiff. You've probably been told that waking up feeling locked up is just an inevitable life sentence of getting older. Well, today we're completely changing that narrative. To really unpack this, I want to tell you about a composite of a few folks in our community. Let's call him Mark. So Mark wakes up, swings his legs out of bed, and man, he immediately feels it. His lower back protests. He winces a little just reaching overhead to grab his morning coffee mug. And when he bends down to tie his shoes, it feels like his hamstrings are made of tight guitar strings. Before his day even truly begins, his body feels like it's made of rusted hinges. It's this incredibly visceral struggle, and it leaves him feeling completely locked up. You might know exactly how he feels.
So, what does Mark do? He does exactly what he's been told to do his entire life. He stretches, he stands up, bends over, tries his hardest to touch his toes, and holds it for 30 really painful seconds. He just pushes right through because, we've all internalized that whole no pain, no gain myth. But then he comes back up, tries again, and the stiffness never really goes away, does it? His range of motion doesn't actually improve. This is what we call the 30-second toe touch trap. He's stretching into pain without seeing any lasting results, just leaving him frustrated and wondering if his joints are simply wearing out. But here is the scientific aha moment that changes literally everything. Flexibility and mobility are actually not the same thing. Flexibility is totally passive. It's just the ability of a muscle to lengthen when an outside force is applied, like gravity pulling your body down when you reach for your toes. Mobility, on the other hand, is active. It's the ability of a joint to move through its full range of motion under your own control, like lowering yourself into a deep squat and standing back up smoothly. As it turns out, Mark actually had flexible muscles, but he had poor mobility. By only stretching, he was trying to solve the completely wrong problem. To really grasp Mark's big discovery, we need to look under the hood at what's actually restricting our movement after 45 or 50. First up is the joint capsule. Think of this as a tight, fibrous wrapper that surrounds and stabilizes every joint in your body. Over time, whether from disuse, past injuries, or just everyday inflammation, this capsule can thicken, get tight, and lose its natural elasticity. It physically restricts how far your joint can actually move. And this perfectly explains why traditional stretching was failing Mark. No amount of passive muscle stretching is going to fix a stiff joint capsule. You have to actively mobilize the joint itself. Then we have your fascia. Imagine your fascia as a giant, full-body sweater made of connective tissue that wraps tightly around every single muscle, organ, and bone you have. When we sit a lot, get stressed, or even just get dehydrated, this fascia gets sticky. It forms these little adhesions, which are basically like tiny glue spots all throughout that sweater. So when Mark tried to move, those glue spots would catch and pull, severely limiting his daily movement and creating that awful locked-up feeling. And let's look at another fascinating piece of this puzzle, your nervous system. Your brain is the ultimate gatekeeper of your body. If it looks at a certain range of motion and thinks, whoa, that's unsafe, maybe because you just haven't moved that way in years, it will actively guard that joint. It tightens the surrounding muscles and fires off pain signals to literally stop you in your tracks. I really want to reassure you here. You often don't just have tight muscles. You actually have a highly protective nervous system that just needs to be gently taught that moving through a full range of motion is safe. Finally, there's synovial fluid. This is the natural lubricant inside your joints. It's the oil that allows for that smooth, pain-free gliding. As we get older, or simply if we stop moving as much, the production and quality of this vital fluid can drop off, which makes your joints feel dry and prone to friction. But the absolute best news, and the thing that turned it all around for Mark, is that gentle, active movement acts exactly like a pump. It actively stimulates the production of this fluid and relubricates the joints. So, how do you know if your mobility is declining the same way Mark's was? Well, watch out for these 5 early warning signs. First, struggling with an overhead reach just to put on a shirt or grab something from a high shelf. Second, being unable to drop into a deep squat to, say, pick up the grandkids. Third, having to tilt your entire body just to turn your head and check a blind spot while driving. Fourth, failing to easily touch your toes. And fifth, dealing with morning stiffness that lasts longer than 30 minutes. If any of those sound a bit too familiar, it just means your tissues and fluids could use some support. But here is the most empowering part of our story today. Every single one of these restrictions is modifiable. You can change them.
There's this brilliant little phrase in the wellness world: motion is lotion for your joints. And that simple analogy is going to be our guiding light today. Instead of just passively accepting these physical problems as a normal part of aging, Mark started practicing some highly actionable daily rituals to lubricate and unlock his body. Let's walk through the actual techniques that make up this new morning ritual. Technique number 1 is joint circles, or what I like to call the oil can method. Every single morning, take just 3 to 5 minutes to sit or stand comfortably and slowly draw gentle circles with your neck, your shoulders, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles. You just want to do about 5 to 10 slow repetitions in each direction. Think of your joints like door hinges. Doing this is literally like taking a can of WD-40 to those rusty hinges. You're actively pumping that synovial fluid we just talked about and gently whispering to your nervous system that it is completely safe to let go. And remember, never push into pain, just invite the movement. Now, technique 2 targets the hips. This is the epicenter of so much lower back and knee pain from years and years of sitting. It's called the 90-90 hip mobility drill. You just sit on the floor with both knees bent at 90-degree angles, one in front of you and one behind you. Gently lean forward for about 30 seconds and then slightly backward for 30 seconds, taking nice deep breaths the whole time. This simple daily practice actively unglues that tight hip capsule we mentioned earlier and restores smooth movement to your entire lower body. Next up is technique 3, the thoracic opener. I personally call this one the anti-hunch, because years of looking down at screens locks our mid-back into this forward curve, which kills our overhead reach and causes constant neck pain. To help fix this, just lie on your back with a rolled-up bath towel placed horizontally across your mid-back right at the shoulder blades. Support your head with your hands, gently lean back over the towel, and just take 3 to 5 deep, slow breaths. Gently reversing that forward hunch posture lets you breathe so much deeper, eases neck tension, and allows your shoulders to finally reach high again.
Technique 4 focuses on a really surprising and often totally overlooked joint, your ankles. Unlocking ankle mobility is actually the absolute foundation for having pain-free knees and a balanced walking stride. Just stand facing a wall with your toes about 4 inches away from it. Keep your heel flat on the ground and rock your knee forward to try and touch the wall. Hold it there for 2 seconds and rock back. If your ankle can't bend this way, a movement called dorsiflexion, your knees and your lower back are forced to compensate with every single step you take.
Now, before we look at the last 2 techniques, I want to pause for a very warm, crucial reminder about safety. Remember, this explainer is strictly for educational purposes, not medical advice, and we always want you to adapt these movements to your own physical abilities. If you have a history of joint replacements, severe osteoporosis, or any chronic conditions, please check in with your healthcare provider or physical therapist before starting a new routine. At our absolute golden rule here at Vital Elixir, never, ever push into sharp, stabbing pain. Always listen to your body. All right, technique 5 is where we really solidify our progress: loaded mobility. This basically means combining a little bit of strength with your new range of motion. Using very light weights, you perform exercises like holding a deep squat at the bottom for 30 seconds, or doing light Romanian deadlifts where you hinge at the hips, light overhead presses, or even a farmer's carry, walking with a gentle twist. By adding just a light load to these full ranges of motion, you're actively teaching that nervous system we talked about earlier that this new movement isn't just safe to perform, but that you are strong and stable while doing it. And our final technique is simply the move often principle. This is the ultimate full-body fascia hydrator. Remember those sticky glue spots in your fascia sweater? Well, they form when we sit perfectly still. So try setting a timer for every 30 to 45 minutes. When it goes off, simply stand up and do 60 seconds of gentle movement. A few quick squats, some shoulder rolls, or just walking to the kitchen for a glass of water. Doing this 10 to 15 times a day is completely free, highly accessible, and it is honestly the single most effective anti-stiffness habit you can adopt right now to keep your tissues gliding smoothly. I want you to take a moment and picture Mark's after, and potentially your own. Imagine waking up, swinging your legs out of bed, and just feeling fluid and ready for the day. Imagine easily reaching up to the top shelf without a second thought, checking your blind spot effortlessly in the car, and playing on the floor with your grandkids without groaning when you have to stand back up. By moving away from that painful passive stretching and embracing these gentle, active joint mobility rituals, you are reclaiming your daily life. You're staying independent, and you're safely unlocking your body. Your joints, your fascia, and your nervous system are all responding right this second to how you use them. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Aging with strength and vitality isn't just some genetic lottery.
It is entirely within your grasp starting today. Look back at the techniques we covered: the joint circles, the 90-90 hips, the thoracic opener. Which one simple next step will you try first today? Pick just one and start teaching your body how to move freely again. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Move gently, move often, and keep living your best, most vibrant life.
You know that feeling when you wake up after what should have been a full night's sleep, but you just instantly feel exhausted? Your joints ache a little, your head is foggy, and you're dragging before the day even begins? Well, welcome to Vital Elixir. In today's explainer, we are uncovering a silent stressor in the body that might be the real reason you're not feeling your absolute best. We're all about aging with strength and independence here. Just a quick reminder before we dive in, though. This explainer is for educational purposes only. Always consult your healthcare provider for medical advice before making any big changes to your routine. So, why are we always tired? Let's talk about a woman I'll call Eleanor. Her morning routine is probably going to sound incredibly familiar to a lot of us. She wakes up and almost immediately she feels drained. Her mouth is a bit dry, her head is slightly foggy, and as she swings her legs out of bed, her joints feel undeniably stiff. So what does she do? Like clockwork, she heads straight to the kitchen and pours that first glorious cup of coffee, just to get the engine running.
But it doesn't stop there. By 2 p.m., Eleanor hits that inevitable afternoon crash. Her brain feels like it's wrapped in cotton. Maybe her digestion is sluggish, and she finds herself pouring another cup of coffee just to push through the rest of the day. Like so many of us, she caught herself thinking, am I just getting older? It is so unbelievably easy to write off these frustrating symptoms as just an unavoidable part of aging. We think, well, I'm tired and stiff. I guess that's just normal now. But is it really?
Actually, science suggests something else entirely. A staggering 20 to 30% of older adults are suffering from chronic mild dehydration. And honestly, this was Eleanor's massive turning point. She realized it wasn't that her body was inevitably failing her, it was that her body was literally running on fumes because it just lacked water. And the most empowering part of this whole realization, it is entirely 100% fixable. The National Institute on Aging puts it absolutely perfectly. They say chronic mild dehydration is one of the most common, most overlooked, and most easily fixable health issues in adults over 45. Take a deep breath and let that sink in for a second. If you've been struggling with fatigue and stiffness like Eleanor, it's not your fault. Your body is simply changing, and your hydration habits just need to adapt right along with it. Okay, so why exactly does this happen to us as the years go by? Well, first off, our thirst mechanism naturally weakens. By the time you actually feel thirsty, you're already behind on fluids. Second, our kidneys become slightly less efficient at conserving water as we age. Third, we naturally lose a bit of muscle mass over time. And since muscle holds a lot of water, our total body water drops right along with it. Fourth, medications. Things like diuretics or blood pressure pills can quietly deplete your fluids. And please always remember to check with your doctor about how your specific meds might affect your hydration. And finally, caffeine and alcohol. They act as mild diuretics, meaning they cause you to lose even more fluid. This brings us to a really powerful realization. We so often assume that fatigue, creaky joints, and a foggy memory are just these inevitable signs of normal aging. But notice how perfectly those overlap with the symptoms of mild dehydration. By mistaking dehydration for inevitable aging, we basically surrender our control. But once you realize these are simply fixable symptoms, well, you are firmly back in the driver's seat of your own health. So let's look at the 7 hidden warning signs that you, just like Eleanor, might be running on empty. First up, dark, amber-colored urine. Think of this as your daily hydration dashboard. If it's dark, you need water. Next is fatigue and low energy. Then brain fog. Remember, your brain is 75% water. Fourth is joint stiffness and pain. It's kind of like the oil in a car engine. Without water, the synovial fluid in your joints thins out and you get painful friction. We also see constipation, dry skin and cracked lips, and dull headaches or dizziness. If you're nodding along and checking several of these boxes, your body is simply begging for a drink. Now, rebuilding your hydration habits doesn't mean you need to go buy expensive gear or keep a stressful, clinical log of every single drop you drink. For Eleanor, her transformation came down to 5 simple, sustainable, and totally free daily rituals that beautifully brought back her energy and clarity. Let's dive into them. Number 1 is the morning hydration ritual. It goes like this. When you wake up, before doing anything else, slowly drink 12 to 16 ounces of water. And then enjoy your coffee and breakfast. Honestly, this is the single most impactful habit you can build. Think about it.
After 8 hours of sleep, your cells are naturally dehydrated. Drinking a full glass of water before your coffee rehydrates those cells and wonderfully kickstarts your digestion for the day.
Strategy 2 is super simple but so important. Sip, don't gulp. When we realize we're behind on our water for the day, the instinct is usually to chug a massive glass just to catch up, right? But when you gulp a large volume of water all at once, it just floods your kidneys, and your body ends up flushing it right out. Instead, adopt a more calming pace. Sip consistently throughout the day. That allows your body to actually absorb the water efficiently, keeping you hydrated without making you run to the restroom every 20 minutes.
Moving on to strategy 3, let's talk about electrolyte balance, because water alone isn't always enough. Our bodies need minerals to carry the electrical charges that keep our nerves and muscles functioning properly. And the great news is, you can get these right from your pantry with whole foods. For sodium, try a pinch of sea salt or some olives in moderation. For potassium, avocados, bananas, and sweet potatoes are fantastic. And for magnesium, pumpkin seeds, spinach, and even a little dark chocolate. Now, a firm but caring reminder here. Please consult your doctor before changing your sodium or potassium intake, especially if you have kidney issues or take specific medications. But for most of us, real food is the safest, most effective electrolyte strategy there is. Strategy 4 is honestly one of my absolute favorites: hydrating foods. Did you know that roughly 20% of our daily water intake actually comes from the food we eat? It's true. Cucumbers are a massive 96% water. Celery, zucchini, watermelon, strawberries, they are all absolutely packed with hydration. Eating your water is a delicious, fiber-rich way to support your body's fluid balance. You don't have to constantly carry a water bottle around if you're making sure to incorporate these beautiful, fresh foods into your meals. Finally, strategy 5 is your hydration timing protocol. This is your daily playbook. Start with that morning ritual upon waking. Then try to drink about 8 ounces 30 minutes before your meals. That really helps aid digestion. Sip consistently between those meals. And crucially, this is a big one, stop drinking large amounts of water 1 to 2 hours before bed. By front-loading your water intake earlier in the day, you protect your sleep. You won't be waking up constantly for bathroom trips, which translates directly to waking up feeling refreshed and full of daytime energy. Your best self really is just 1 glass of water away. By adopting these rituals, Eleanor didn't just rehydrate. She took back control of her mornings, her energy, and her independence. You don't have to settle for feeling foggy and stiff either. So I'm curious, which of the 7 hidden signs of dehydration did you relate to the most? Was it the joint stiffness, the brain fog? Let me know in the comments below and tell me which of these 5 strategies you're going to try out today. If you found this explainer helpful, please hit that subscribe button for more honest, science-backed wellness here on Vital Elixir. Thank you so much for joining me today, and remember to chat with your healthcare provider as you take charge of your wellness journey. Stay strong, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for your time. Subscribe for more health education. Like the video and share it to help others stay informed.